Why, hello there. Welcome back. Hi, I'm Chef Jay Tay. Happy to see y'all. Hi there, Will. Welcome in, Chris. Hi there, Sniper. Welcome. How we all doing? It's a Sunday. And Twitch is royally confused at my affiliate anniversary. Do they even still have that setting? Let me check this. I'm relatively certain. They let you set that date, and I'm relatively certain that I set it to the date that I want it to be. Which is the one in my calendar. Which is tomorrow. I guess we're celebrating a day early. So tonight, ham balls and taco pizza. Proper taco pizza. Maybe proper ham balls. And then tomorrow, we're going to be doing fried chicken, spinach waffles, and mash. Because it's National Fried Chicken Day. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. What are ham balls, you ask? Well, they're meatballs, but they're made with what I understand to serve almost like a sloppy Joe sauce. So ketchup or tomato base, lightly seasoned. And then they're a combination of ham and beef or pork or some other combination. I am doing smoked ham with beef. Or at least that is my plan for this evening. I have beef over here. Defrosting. That can be used for both this and the pizzas. I'm a little confused. I mean, it's more than one place that I read this listed. I didn't look up, the exact citations. But the whole idea that taco pizza is an Iowa thing. I'm pretty sure Iowa is a little bit away from Mexico. So for my taco pizza this evening, I have a combination of mozzarella and sharp cheddar that is going to go over refried spicy jalapeno refried beans. I've got green chilies for on top of the cheese. And then once it's done out of the oven, I'm debating whether I want to do the pico cooked with the pizza or not, but I have pico. I'm debating whether that goes on in the oven or after it comes off along with iceberg lettuce. Oh, and I forgot the ground beef in there with all that too. Maybe I don't have any onion, but I'd do onion with it if I did. So we'll do refried beans, cheese, green chilies, and beef, and then cook it, and then top it with lettuce, pico de gallo, and maybe sour cream? A little drizzle of sour cream? Is that how they do it? That was a very fruitful cup of Joe there. Are you saying my ratio is off? Well, what should I be pouring for my perfect? What is it, 19 to 1? Something? I've been doing a little over 360 with the coffee, so 340 on top of 20. I used to shoot for between 420 and 430. And then I changed things up a while back and started pouring less. Are you saying that I did too much and now I'm doing too little? Cheers. Tastes all right to me. Okay, where do we start with things tonight? I think we start with getting ham balls set up. Hi there. I don't feel like mushroom. I have maybe heard of Pizza Ranch. I think we've well documented my lack of a memory. I guess you are going to pull apart nicely, so I'll not worry about that. I miss Pizza Hut lunches. I guess I'm just gonna go with it and stop trying to keep it all perfect. Anyways, this is some smoked ham. Applewood smoked ham, according to the labeling. Hey, Soph. Yeah, I say my anniversary is tomorrow, not today, but Twitch apparently disagrees. My true stream anniversary is the 19th. The date that I started streaming on Twitch after the death of Mixer was the 1st. And apparently today was when I had gotten my first 50 follows. Hey, Splits. I think that's enough beef for this part of the project. Hi, Splits. Decent 4th. I didn't do anything really to celebrate. The fireworks are banned everywhere around here, so it isn't like there's people having parties where they set off fireworks or anything. The cities all have fireworks, which are fun to attend if you want to deal with crowds. So yeah. What else am I mixing into this at this point? We can do a bit of seasoning and a bit of garlic powder. Nutritional yeast. Make them cheesy. Let's see here. Definitely want this. We definitely want that. Worcestershire. Oh, you're buried back there. If you don't want to super fine chop the ham, you can either throw it in a food processor in chunks or in a blender in chunks, if you got a decent blender. Not all blenders are created equal. Nope, that's a nope. Oh, smell after a moment. Oh, that is... These days, I don't even have an honest idea, but Vitamix, like, there's a fair number of people that like Ninja, but I haven't loved any other products. Let's hope these all aren't disgusting. I'm just going to toss the rest of these. I'm also sort of frustrated with Vitamix at the same time, too. Like, they've always been pricey. Vitamix and KitchenAid have always played this sort of, we're going to make a professional grade product, but we're going to produce enough of it that we can sell it to the general public. And so it's always been in that category, but a couple of years ago, they've switched up their base. And so you have to buy conversions for all their stuff now. I'm just not a fan of that scenario. I know that's probably some accountant's dream, but like I would really like to have there's no real need for me to have just a small little blender taking up space in my house. But I would love having the small attachment for that blender. But it's like $150 when a small blender is like $40. Yes. I didn't have graham crackers. That is a binder that is commonly used for making these. I used breadcrumbs. I guess we can go a little bit with the seasoning because there's often some sort of cinnamon, nutmeg in that same vein along with these. Now this will do 5 spice. I went the other way with this thing. I bought that Vitamix when I started my business. That Vitamix was originally intended for working with my business. And so that is the small container that I have on here now. This thing, I don't know if you can see the back of it. It's hidden by the Ninja here. But its motor is in the back with the blender in front. Like most of them, the blender's just underneath and it's a little bit higher up. This is a little bit like that GE commercial that's in my AFK ads, where they advertise it's only 10 inches high. And it's because that thing also handles this. That's a 1.5 gallon container that it can blend. It's pretty nuts. But I bought it to be doing blended vegetable soups and stuff directly from stuff at the market when I was working with my business. I guess I gotta mix that up once more time. I gotta add salt and pepper to this mix as well. Might as well add a little MSG while we're here. Our milk is typically, we typically do for the large size a gallon. And so, that's 1.5 of that. Then again, we often used to sell our sodas as 2 gallons, large bottles. No, I'm talking typical supermarket. You walk down the soda aisle in the U.S., you have the 2-gallon big bottles at the top. You have the center where you have a combination of the pull-off cans in 6-packs, and then you have the bottles that used to be 20 ounces but are now typically 16.9 ounces, I think. Yes, 2 liters. Sorry, I'm getting things confused in my head. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm leading you on astray with my lack of a memory. So we have 2 liters, not 2 gallons. Yeah, that's... Yeah. Yeah. Silly Jason. Why did I jump to thinking that's 2 gallons? Next, I'm going to sear my balls. I said sear, not share. Captions. Among things bought at the store today was a bottle of avocado oil because they don't sell sunflower oil. They have 8 different varieties of olive oil, though. 8 in the store that has 1 of everything. They also don't sell ground pork in massive amounts, which is sad. I've made some nice cinnamon rolls over the years. I've made some nice pinwheels over the years, too. Like, I almost just fondly remember the sharp cheddar Vegemite pinwheels as I do good cinnamon roll. I cut down this recipe quite a bit too, besides not doing it right. This is typically I did about a pound of ham, but I did maybe a 1/4 pound of beef in here. And it's a the recipes I've seen are largely like 50-50. Ham with some other. Pork would likely give you a bit more fat, be a bit softer of a product. If you want them even looser, you could also shred in some onion. I say shred, not cut. Shred. You want it torn and losing its juices into the mixture. Hi, Nan Reader. Thank you, Nan Reader. We'll get these seared off. I'm going to put these into the top half of this pan. We'll do the second half of these ham balls. And then we'll get them all in the pan with the sauce simmering. And we'll work on pizza. I'm not very... I'm not dual tasking these recipes very well tonight. I very easily could be browning off ground beef. I could be doing other prep for the. I could be loosening up the refried beans and some other things here. I'm taking my time. We can let the meatballs simmer. I feel like we're relying pretty hard on those not refried beans, on the soaked breadcrumbs or soaked graham crackers, because the ham's not gonna, like, while ham is not exactly a lean cut, it's not gonna add a ton of fat into the pan. It's not going to keep them fatty. And so these can be, on the fat scale, a little bit dry, I think. I think they're looking that way without some sort of sauce. But we're planning on making them saucy, so... Because everyone knows saucy balls truly are the best. Actually, let's hold off for one moment with that. A bit more cooking oil. We'll go in with our second round here, which I don't think is going to be as many as the first, but it was enough it wasn't going to fit in there. So we're doing brown sugar, vinegar, and ketchup with this tonight. I understand tomato sauce, ketchup, sort of interchangeable. I knew there was something I was forgetting. I totally forgot the graham crackers. Like, that was on my list for buying at this warehouse store as well. It just didn't happen. Hey, Gearbox. Welcome, welcome. Let me get rid of the tainted ham bowl. I also probably should have bought eggs when I was at the warehouse store too. That didn't happen. I also didn't buy something else that I should have. I need to buy myself a nice sheet of. I have two 12-inch pieces of it, but I need to buy myself a nice like 4x8 sheet of Homex for doing stained glass projects. Both for having multiple projects able to work at once. I can tear it down with I have a small little like 4-inch circular saw. I can tear it down with that, and I realized I really don't have a piece of board large enough to do my new project that's going to be back here that I wanted to start earlier today before I spent another 2.5 hours arguing with computers. It's still going, so the computers have won. They're continuing to win. I'm running a version of Linux on that sort of PC back there that I'm doing cutting glass on. And you have a couple of different setups with it as far as a couple of different things are handling different graphical parts of the interface. And they're not happy. And they're certainly not happy with what I'm trying to get them to do, which is maybe pushing things, I don't know. Probably. I really should stop calling these things meatballs. I don't make meatballs. I make meat cubes. I'm trying to get several things to work that are not designed for Linux. Like, I am trying to get... I'm trying to use a StreamerBot, which is... StreamerBot's working pretty well with Wine. The problem is when I get into the filters that I want to use for getting rid of noise. And they just don't want to cooperate with anything. They're not designed for Linux at all. And I'm sort of forcing it. And I've now gotten them to basically work. Oh, did I mention this is all working in OBS where I'm using Atom so that I can have a vertical as well as a horizontal. And so there's a plugin basically taking over all of OBS at the same time. There's just so much stuff just intermixed and... Ew. Alright, sugar, vinegar, that flame's off. That's still just heat from when I was searing the balls. Ketchup. Worcestershire. I don't know if it belongs in here or not, but I'm throwing some Dijon in there. What am I mixing this up with? No! Timber! Melt that sugar that's stuck to the bottom now into all of that. No roux. The ketchup is going to do most of our keeping this thick. MSG, which I am certain is not a traditional part of handballs. Black pepper. Let's do onion and garlic powder. That splattered me and it hurt. It was hot. As you can clearly see, I'm dying now. Okay, turning that way down low now. Now we got it all melted. And drop our cube balls in there. Hi, Blake. Welcome. Alright, let's get going with that ground beef that I need for the pizzas. And we'll start heating our oven. Max heat. Happy 4th, Blake. Someone else told me happy 4th earlier and I didn't really respond. Was that Will? Anyways, happy 4th to everyone. I just sort of hung around home trying to figure out that mess behind me that didn't work this morning either, cutting glass stream, because I got it most of the way there and I thought I fixed it, and no. I got protein stuffies all over my non-protein board. We got our ham balls pretty much done. They're up top. They're just sitting in sauce. We're steering beef for our taco pizza. And I should probably get... maybe we should use cast iron for this. The spicy jalapeno refried beans loosened up a bit. Warmed up and loosened up. Actually, I touched beef. I need to wash my hand there. I need to wash my hand there. Salsify. Is it salsify or salsify? Is that Y and I, or is it a Y? I'm gonna pour a little water in with those meatballs to allow them to cook down with that. Since we got a little bit for them with the pizza. I don't know if I mentioned the alternative, the new cooking oil that I'm using, since they don't have sunflower oil at the Warehouse Club, is I'm using avocado oil. It's hard to fathom, but that's still frozen. That little bit right there. Maybe that bit there. Just a little streak there in the center that stayed frozen through all of that. I'm going to do New Mexico chili powder, garlic, and cumin. With the beef for the tacos pizza. I'm wanting to call it taco salad for some reason. Only the airport. Thank you for the follow. What am I going to do for Streamiversary tomorrow? I am doing fried chicken with spinach waffles and mash for National Fried Chicken Day as well. I haven't decided what parts of the chicken I'm going to fry. I'm not really feeling traditional, as in like whole bone-in pieces of chicken, fried chicken. Aw. I bought the wrong chilies. I'm still gonna use them, but they're whole. I wasn't anticipating that. I didn't know they sold whole ones in this size. I just saw the size and assumed. We all know what assuming means, right, chat? I'm just working with the heat left over in the pan here. Let that sit. Refried beans are looking good. I think it's time we can get our dough out and get that start warming up. I bought a whole chicken for it, but I'm not planning to use all of it. Like, I'm buying whole chickens once again since I have a nice working freezer once again to keep carcasses from making chicken stock, but I at the very least was planning either white meat or dark meat. And I'm sort of leaning towards doing the chicken breasts and chopping them up into a couple of pieces. Which flour do I want to use for this? I guess we'll just use regular AP flour. Cheese is ready. Get that ready. That's set. How's our refried beans? They're looking lovely. Turn the heat off on those. Some balls stir up. Just joss them around a little bit. Make sure they're staying saucy. Now I'm debating if I do cheddar on top loose, because that's how a lot of tacos are. Like, I'm definitely putting cheese on the actual pizza and putting it in the oven, but debating leaving a little bit back and just doing a light sprinkle over the top. I think that's going to happen. Knocked the knife into the stream deck. That could have been dangerous. Okay. I think we're going to take a little bit of a break here. Almost entirely because I pushed down on the dough as I took it out of the fridge and needs a minute or two to rest after I did that. I say a minute or two, I mean decent 10 plus minutes from here. So I think I'm going to take a short AFK, go use the restroom, air things out here and maybe cool down this kitchen a little bit. And I will see you back here in 5 to 10. Let's say 5 minutes.
Yellow cake for Johnny's Scout meeting tomorrow. Okay, Daddy. It's so easy to make a cake with Betty Crocker cake mix. I'll make her another one. White cake, devil's food, yellow cake.
It's a good thing her mom's modern. I'm Betty Crocker. With my yellow cake mix, all you do is add water and a couple of fresh eggs. The other ingredients are in the package. Same fine things you'd use right in your own home. You'll get a perfect cake just like this, or write General Mills, Minneapolis, Minnesota, and they'll send your money back. A high cake, a light cake, a better tasting cake.
And don't think it isn't. That's why Betty Crocker herself says,
I guarantee a perfect cake every time you bake, cake after cake after cake.
It's the newest, most exciting sound in town. It's a General Electric blender that's going around. Completely new from base to lid. Take it apart, see what they did. The non-skid base is the lowest you'll ever see.
The decanter has a 36-ounce blending capacity.
The non-spill lid is really smart. For blending convenience it comes apart. Add additional ingredients if you will. Look, no splash, see no spill. Put them all together and you know it's true. The General Electric blender is best for you. If you want to know another reason why,
It's only 10 1/2 inches high.
stores easily on the counter or on a shelf. There's 1,000 things you can make yourself.
Make party spreads.
Great cabbage heads. Blend the meatloaf for a family of 8. Make ice-cold drinks you'll appreciate. Now's the time for you to buy the General Electric blender.
Did he say only 10 1/2 inches high?
And now, before the next show starts, let's enjoy an intermission. You'll find our snack bar chock full of good things to eat and drink. Tasty, tempting hot dogs, thirst-quenching soft drinks, fresh, crunchy popcorn, a complete assortment of delicious candy, and a full line of cigarettes. You've plenty of time, so visit the snack bar now. A tasty treat will double your enjoyment of the show. For your convenience, we shall keep you informed of the remaining intermission time, 3 minutes before the next show starts.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
The next show will start in 2 minutes.
yes, Toddy, the chocolate malt in a can.
It's so good hot. It's so good cold.
It hits the spot with young and old.
Yes, toddy pleases everybody. Delicious chocolate malted toddy, made with rich, real milk, not powdered milk.
So come and get it, everybody. It's time to drink your chocolate toddy.
Just a minute, folks. Yes, that's all it takes to visit our refreshment counter in the lobby. There you'll find popcorn and an assortment of popular candy bars to please every taste. Try one of these delicious candy bars. Big Time, Butternut, Milkshake, Payday. Topped with Hollywood's super rich coating of the kind you like best. They taste wonderful, they're delicious, they're nutritious. Get one at our confection counter in the lobby now.
The next show will start in 1 minute.
Hello. Let's see if these are any stretchy now. Nah, I still want to give those a couple more minutes to do their thing. I'm starting to stretch a bit, but he needs a little more. Welcome in, Mimic. Ooh, I remembered something I gotta do. I remembered something I forgot to do. Guess I'm gonna have to have a salad tomorrow. How we looking on everything else here, I guess? Oh, I didn't even show you what I was doing. We chopped up some nice fine iceberg lettuce. We got some sharp cheddar. Thanks, Southpaw. Oops. Doing that on the wrong side. I just got a bunch of cornmeal on the wrong side of this pie. Oh well. We can stretch this out a bit further. Refried beans. Our cheddar. Our ground beef. Mozzarella. Oh, got some cheese on the bottom or something. Alright, first pie going in the oven. "11-minute timer has been started." Pico. Suave. That's how that song went, right? And this is the part where you learn why the beef ended up on this counter tonight. Besides me being a bit lazy, I'm using both of my other platters for pizza tonight. I couldn't get them dirty. I've sanitized my cutting board since the beef was there. I hope. Does it say sanitizes on here somewhere? Gotta keep my balls hydrated. Cubes, balls. My porkage. Tempted to buy cheddar for tomorrow now. Like, cheddar would be good with a number of things. Like, cheddar would be good with the spinach waffles. Put a little bit in there if I remember this time. Not that I'm complaining for my own palate, but this was marked mild. That seems like rather high on the jalapeno count there for being mild or medium. Again, I can more than handle jalapeno, so it's not a big deal. I just don't... I think they've missed their labeling. We still have 6 minutes on the first pie. Time is going so slow. Huh. My PC's not liking some stuff tonight. That's interesting. I looked at the news and there wasn't anything interesting in the news. No, I gotta disagree with this one. Oops, that's probably playing audio. I like the Sonora dogs. And I assume this is an Arizona news agency, but news article. Is the Sonoran hot dog the perfect American hot dog? Depends on where you grew up. I would definitely say that. Because Sonoran hot dog was an enjoyable experience. It was nowhere near the top of my list of the best hot dog experiences. Nowhere near. This is maybe something I should ask in the Discord rather than towards the middle end of my stream when it tends to be about the quietest. But would people be interested in me doing like a comparison of different beets or beefs or different grades of chicken or different grades of pork or different grades of turkey? I was sort of thinking with things being more expensive now, especially in the meat aisle and stuff like that, and maybe it's a good time to reevaluate and see, you know, what if there isn't a bargain out there that's good, acceptable. I sort of doubt it, but one can hope. And I've never really gone through beef. Like, I tend to not be huge on grass-fed for my ground beef, but otherwise I'm okay and enjoy grass-fed beef. I just haven't gone through and been like, compare like the grass-fed to the non-grass-fed to the, you know, straight up, we're feeding this GMO corn, and see. Like, there's also a couple of different brands of organic. There's a couple different brands of mid-grade sort of beef. Are we switching sides tonight? Are you swapping at all? Are you on? Nope. Are you gonna turn on for me? Nope. We gotta reboot the computer and unplug the camera and then turn them back on. Make sure the camera's connected before I open OBS, and then it'll work again, I think. Beautiful pie. Beautiful pie. That's looking gorgeous. Yeah, it's a pretty pizza. We're gonna set this in the back here. You can keep warm while we work on our second pie. I'm saying that because partially, this idea is partially been spawned out of me trying the Warehouse brand ground tonight for the first time that I bought in bulk before, and noticing a couple of different flavor profiles from it than I'm used to in beef. I'm not saying, like, it's giving me different beefiness. I just got flour all over myself trying to do this pizza. I floured myself. Now we'll go in with our mozzarella. And fill in any of our cheddar gaps. Make sure we got a sliding pie. Get all the cheese on there. And we'll throw this in the oven. Made that one too long. I had to push it back on. So it's like squished up at the end now. We can bring back this other beautiful looking pie over here now. And put our finishing touches on that. In that we're going to do a fair amount of iceberg lettuce. Pico. And a touch more cheddar. Now we just gotta wait for target number 2. I guess we can plate up my balls while we're waiting. So we got ham balls. Let's try these with this camera. Let's take a look at this. This could maybe take another minute or two. Yeah, we're going to give that another minute. Actually, I'm giving it 3. Meanwhile, I'm trying to meatball, which is feeling quite soft and tender there. That fork went in there pretty easy. That is mighty delicious. And I can see how graham crackers would work well with this. That's surprising how much the smoked ham comes through in that. I might have to think about that more often with meatballs in the future. I like the smokiness. Sauce could be a little bit thicker. That's because I thinned it out to cook and didn't reduce it back down to finish, but I'm happy with it as it is. Come on, pizza, finish. I know I set you for 3 more minutes, but I want you to be done now. That camera almost looks blown out now with the sour cream there and the lettuce and that. That looks almost too bright. Like, the lettuce looks much better here than it does over there. Getting the bot to use FFmpeg to improve my video quality has been on my list for ages, and it just I just haven't gotten to it. There's just, Well, I started doing stained glass stuff and threw a whole bunch of stuff on the back burner, but that was because maybe we can sell some stained glass, and improving my video quality isn't going to get me money. Alright, we're good with that one now. Equally gorgeous of a looking pie. Smelling lovely too. That melted cheese is wafting in across my face, and it's lovely. Just lovely. We'll give that a brief moment before putting lettuce on there. I have a feeling a pizzeria would be just like straight out of the oven. Okay, lettuce. I'm gonna give it a moment. But then again, I've also had this one sitting for a moment because I'm gonna take photos, and decided to break into the meatballs rather than the pizza first. Okay, we done bubbling? At least? Okay, going for it. And there we have it, folks. Celebrating the great state of Iowa. We have meatballs and taco pizza. So we've already tried the balls earlier. Let's give the pizza a shot before I say goodnight here. I've already had refried bean based pizzas and discovered them to be delicious. So I expect this to be amazing as always. Love one giant piece. Cheers. Tastes like a chewy taco. Bread adds a bit of chew compared to, say, a tortilla. Otherwise, that is absolutely delicious. So where do we go from here? Other than I will be here tomorrow. I have had a ball. They're deliciously tender and have a beautiful, gentle smokiness from the ham in there, and quite enjoyed that. But I do believe this is where we are going to leave things for this fine evening. And the person I was hoping was streaming tonight is not streaming. And everyone else is playing, like, hardcore FPS and stuff that I'm not really looking to drop chat off on. After all, I figure many of you are looking for a chill stream. I don't want to raid you into someone yelling and screaming and rage quitting their FPS. So I think I'm going to leave it here and shall be back here tomorrow evening. I hope you come back to join me for my streamiversary stream. We're making fried chicken, spinach waffles, and mash. Have a great night, everyone. Good night.